Hi, my name is Mariah, and I'm a recent graduate from Wellesley College, where I studied Peace and Justice Studies with a focus on education. Since college, I've done a lot of teaching English, principally abroad, where I'm currently located in Brazil. But I've also taught English to middle school students at a Waldorf school, to various organizations and NGOs, and also as an English language arts teacher to middle school students in the United States. Today we'll be learning about the present perfect. Now, verb conjugations have never been fun to learn. So hopefully through my lesson plan today, I'll show different approaches to teaching things like verb conjugations that are really much more effective and fun to learn in the classroom. So the present perfect is a verb tense used in the present, reflecting on past experiences. Now, it is formed with the auxiliary verb have or has plus the past participle. The past participle is simply the verb plus ed at the end. But of course, as in the English language, there are many irregular forms of the past participle. At this point, I would provide the student with material about irregular past participle verb forms. Now, when we hear native speakers using the past participle, we normally hear them talking about life experiences or asking such questions to others. For example, using statements such as, have you ever? Have you ever climbed a mountain? Or, I have never. I have never swum in the ocean. Today we're going to practice the present perfect with two games called Never Have I Ever and Two Truths and a Lie. Now, these games I consider to be great language learning activities because they're real games that give a cultural insight. And they also happen to be perfect for practicing rote verb tenses such as the present perfect. Never Have I Ever is a game that's typically played amongst young people in festive situations, and it typically involves alcohol. But as that is not our case, we are going to change the game up a little bit for our context. We're going to be making statements with this game that begin with I have never. For example, I have never traveled by plane. Now, the teacher and the student have to make statements that are true to themselves, but where the strategy comes in is that you have to make a statement that is true for yourself, but that you believe is not true for the listener. So, for example, if I, as the teacher, say, I have never traveled by plane, and that is true for me, and I believe it isn't true for the student, and it happens not to be that case, then I win a point if it's not true for the student. The student can make statements such as, I have never sung in a choir. If that is true for me, then the student wins a point. The next game is Two Truths and a Lie, where we'll make three statements. Each person makes three statements, two of which have to be true and one has to be the lie, but we don't know which one is the lie. We'll make statements, of course, using the present perfect. In my case, for example, I have been to Brazil. I have seen a snake. I have driven a car. Now the student has to guess which one is not the truth. And for me, the case would be, I have really never driven a car. As you can see, this is a great game to also learn more about each other, to learn more about the student, to learn more about the teacher, and just to make language learning a really fun activity to do. Anyway, I hope this gives more insight on different approaches to teaching the English language, and I hope to teach English with Verbling in the future. Thank you!